Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Honored Ones podcast. A very special episode in that it is our first pre-recorded episode back since I think episode 16. I'm very excited about this one, and to kick it all off, kind of a special video. You can already tell by
Yeah,
the title
so
of the
so
video.
so basically, me and Creams are gonna be ranking our idols, some of the biggest haters in fiction. All right, gonna be ranking them. As you guys can see, we got the number one hater. That's gonna be the spot for our very special top tier hater, the best person on this list. Right, we got the S tier haters, the true haters. You're kind of hating, the next one under that got not really, and then a disliker. Basically, you don't really know ball like that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That is the quick rankings, and we're gonna be going over them, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, what's very funny that I just realized right now, BR, is that just an episode ago, we were all like, yeah, guys, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, which, by the way, you guys can follow us there if you're watching this right now. But the first thing we make, after this announcement, it won't be uploaded chronologically, but just, for our own amusement, is a, purely, almost visual video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. We will let you guys know for all of our Spotify listeners, right, which ones we will be putting up there, so you guys do get you do get to listen. But
Yeah. You
yeah,
you're gonna have to trust us. Are the sultry sounds of our voice will be your guides into this masterpiece of a project. So without further ado, let's get started with honestly a bit of a strong start. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. Now, my opinion, Crocker is a true hater, right? Bordering on S tier. The only reason I don't give him S tier is because he did have a bit of a redemption arc, and I don't know how I feel about that. The guy gave up the game.
he gave up the game for it.
Yeah.
Listen, so I think he's a true hater. I don't think he's. I think he's like probably solidly in the middle of true hater. I'm not having him close to S tier personally, because yeah, Crocker's a hater, right? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is, he hates to get something, right? He doesn't hate for the sake of hating, right? He hates on Timmy to get the Fairly Odd Parent or the Fairly Odd Parents, whatever, right? To me, an S tier hater, I need you to hate just to hate, all right? I need your hate to be self-fulfilling. You give Crocker Fairly Godparents, he stops hating. He drops out of the game, right? He just becomes a normal crazy person. So don't get me wrong, true hater hating on a 10-year-old as a teacher is nasty. All right,
Yes.
very 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 admirable qualities here, but not enough, I think, for both of us to get him into that S tier. All right, next up then we got Baldur, and
Oh,
Baldur's kind of a weak hater. I'm not gonna lie to you. If
yeah.
you played the God of War games, it's like, yeah, I guess he kind of does, but
I haven't.
not
Yeah.
really, right? Let's be honest. He's not. He's a disliker, all right? He's a disliker
Oh.
at best. He be fighting Kratos and whatnot, but I mean, he don't really got that dog in him hating wise. He fights, he can box, but a hater, nah, not he don't got it like that. That's my take on Baldur.
Respect, respect. I've never played God of War, or rather, I have, but it was when I was 14, so I literally remember nothing of the game. I'm just gonna take your word for it, and we're gonna move on to a personal friend of BR's, Lucifer from the Bible.
Yeah, Satan, as he's also
Yes.
known, a
Um,
close homie of mine.
yeah,
Yeah, S
S
tier
tier,
hater for
right?
S tier for
He
sure.
was the first to ever do it. He is the pioneer of hating as a genre. It takes some pretty big hating to hate God the way he does, especially when you add on to the fact that that's also a layer of hating your own father. There's a lot to Lucifer's
There's
hating,
layers.
yeah, that I
There's
think
layers for sure.
very few characters have ever approached since. I can't say
Yeah.
before because, like I said, he invented the concept of hating. So,
For sure. Like
yeah.
hating. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. He hated so much, right? Then when God was like, either hate or leave, he was like, "Oh, okay, I'ma leave, right? I'm gonna hate on you and dip. I'm gonna nah, that's crazy, bro. Listen, he's the reason humans are as messed up as we are. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, bro.
Ain't that crazy that he hated on the entire human race? That's wild.
And it's just and it's crazy to think that his level of hate and is still going strong from the beginning until his hating, right? It is also the longest running streak out of all the characters here.
Yeah.
And I think that is just a feat in and of itself.
Yeah, for sure. Very impressive. Like, just the longevity of his hating career. It's just unmatched, right? And for that, we got to give him S tier.
Yes, sir. Next up, we have a housefly. Now, I'm putting a housefly in kind of hating because there's a different insect on this list that I feel a housefly just cannot compete with. Houseflies are annoying. They are very infuriating. They're an ugly sight. Don't get me wrong, right? But fundamentally, they cannot execute on their hate any more than and beyond just being there, right? Their presence alone is the maximum of what they can do to express their hatred. And for me, that's some weak shit. But the sentiment is there, it's acknowledged, and the feeling is mutual. Not even approaching Mr. Crocker.
I got to agree. Like the fly is annoying, right? The fly is aggravating. But is it a hater, right? It's an okay one, right? It's a role-playing hater. It does its job, it gets in, it'll give you a few hating points, and it'll dip, all right? But if you need a superstar, right? If you need somebody who's gonna get the job done, you don't go to the fly. Like Cream said, there's another insect that is going to be the core of your hating team, all right? And the fly is just not that.
No. The fly, as BR likes to say, does not have that dog in him. Like simply put,
he just doesn't, right? Yeah. And listen, that's okay. Not everybody is built to be a superstar hater. He's a role player, and he plays that role well. But he's not bigger than that. Yeah. He's not reaching that true hater tier.
He's a student of the game, and I will say, if he is the student to the other insects master, then ooh boy.
Yeah. Pretty impressive stuff.
Next up, we have Team Rocket. Now, in my opinion, Team Rocket doesn't really hate. And here's my reasoning, right? They don't give up, but that's more tenacious than it is a commitment to the game of hating, right? And they are, from what I remember, pursuing a very tangible goal. Yeah. So implying it has like an end to the hate, a limit, if you will. Yeah. And to me, that's just not really hating. But I respect their effort.
I gotta agree because it's like, okay, you guys want something outside of the grind. And I like, even compared to the fly, right? The fly just enters your house to mess. It goes in there to mess with you. It just doesn't have the ceiling that some other people on this list do. But at least it goes out and it hates to hate. Team Rocket wants, like Cream said, something tangible. If they get it, they're done. They're out of the game. I can't respect somebody personally as a hater that doesn't just hate because they want to see other people fail. I can't respect it.
And next we have SpongeBob Moss Pants?
Abrasive side SpongeBob. I told you the joke for this already.
I didn't know. I didn't actually know the name of it. I know the abrasiveness, but I didn't know he had a different name.
Listen. I'll say this, right? This to me is some high level hate. If it had a bit more longevity, bro, the abrasive SpongeBob was a true hater. All right. Now I'm gonna put him in low end true hater tier, right? The reason he can't go above Crocker is because he does not have the longevity that Crocker has, right?
True.
His peak is insane because it wasn't just that, like, when people came up to him, he hated. He actively went out of his way to ruin SpongeBob's life and make sure that he detached himself from all of his friends. He hated on Patrick. He hated on Mr. Krabs. He hated on Squidward. He hated on Sandy. And this was some high-level, efficient hating, all right? Now, he was only in there for one episode. So, like, compared to, like, a Crocker or a Lucifer, right? His longevity is garbage, right? But his peak is insane, and for that, I got to give him true hater tier.
All right, respect. Now, here's somebody I think also belongs in true hater, and that is Thanos. Now, the reason why I only give Thanos true hater is because he is, if we're talking about, okay, first off, are we talking comics Thanos or movie Thanos? Yeah, because those are different characters.
Yeah, those are different characters. Okay, so we'll put we'll say it's comics Thanos just because I feel like he has more hate. But yeah. let's add the caveat of, like, movie Thanos. Let's talk about movie Thanos and where we would put him real quick.
I put movie Thanos at kind of hating because they gave him this, like, air of nobility to his goal, and he was, like, crying. He was sad about Gamora. Blah blah blah. Right? Listen, comics Thanos did it for the love of the game, dude. He wanted to kill people, like, sure, half the universe, blah, 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 right? But he just wanted to fuck Lady Death, like, more than any other. Dude was bricked up for death, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much more you can hate life if you.
That's high quality.
Yeah, like
that's high quality hate. Can I say something? Can I say something?
Go for it.
Movie Thanos probably be not really hating, and the reason is because he did some hater activity, but it's a lot of it's the intent, right? He thought he was helping the universe. I need my hater to acknowledge that I'm hating. All right, I need you to be aware of it. I need you to every ounce of your being needs to know I'm hating on who these people.
Bro, Comics Thanos was such a hater that no afterlife wanted him. Sorry, not no afterlife wanted him, but like death itself was like, hey man, you're just not dying. Like I love you too, right? You know that, bro? That's crazy. Loving death is one thing, but for her to love you back, that's wild stuff.
And I'm gonna hit you with another like a little bit of a fact I picked up right as I was doing research for the video. Right, I had to research Thanos, study up on him a little bit. There was a time, right, where Death kind of wasn't feeling Thanos like that, and she started looking at Deadpool, and she was like, oh, "Okay, I'm kind of liking you." Thanos cursed Deadpool to never die, so he could not get with Death.
The ultimate.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's crazy. Not only is that a fucking S tier cock block, right? Like if this was a different list, Thanos would still be an S tier, right?
Yeah.
But the level of hate that went into it was also unrivaled.
Unreal level. Bro said, "If I can't have Death, oh, you can't either." Cursed him to be immortal. That's nasty. That's high. And the thing is, it's the impact. Honestly, I'm thinking, this might be pinnacle of truth.
Yeah, Comics Thanos and movie Thanos are just so fucking different, bro. It is not even close, dude. The Gaul, one of my favorite Comics Thanos moments, right? Dr. Doom just became God, right? Like just empirically, undisputably, like literally God, right? And Thanos still had enough hate in his heart to not only refuse to bow to Doom, but look him in the eye, as God, by the way, and say, "You are not a god. You'll never be like me." And kneel to no one. Doom goes inside and rips out his entire skeleton. And you know what? Thanos can't fucking die. So he was just chilling in like limbo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro said, I bow to, okay. Man. Thanos got some hate and get like I really respect Thanos' game. The impact his level of hate has is phenomenal. Right? One of the best in the game, I will say. So
that being said, right, if it's comic book Thanos, if it's movie Thanos, I'm going in not really hating. But if it's comic book Thanos, I gotta put him in S tier.
Yeah. Let's move him up. Let's move him up to S tier because comic Thanos is simply different.
Yeah. Not quite, hitting Lucifer's numbers, but still like amazing nonetheless.
Yeah.
Next we have teachers. This can be conditional. But here's the thing, right? Before I rank teachers, I want to give an explanation, right? There's two kinds of teachers, right? There's good teachers and bad teachers. Now, just, on average, let's say for the purposes of this list, we're talking only about bad teachers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The high highs of a bad teacher, especially one that hates you, can go pretty hard, right? Separating you from your friends, detention, extra homework, pop quizzes, all this shit, right? If they are really trying to be malicious, they can fuck you up, especially if you're a student who cares, right? But if you don't care about your academics, their power gets like nerfed.
Bare minimum. And the thing is, what's crazy about a lot of these, it's okay, right? You look at a Lucifer, you look at a Thanos, right? You can't hate back to them.
No,
you'll die. But a teacher, you can go back and forth. If you don't care, right? You can match teacher hate with student hate, all right? And that's the crazy thing. And for that, like, I feel like teachers got that, some of them, right? They got that dog in them, right? They got that hating, but they don't have the power to act on it, right? And that kind of kneecaps their ability.
And when you power scale it to their respective verse, right? Teachers just don't even have the ability to not get nerfed, because it would be like the protagonist giving the villain their powers and then at any point in time choosing how much of it he's willing to give them back. So not even close. Like So
I put it. I'd say, I'm gonna be honest, I might put him with the Fly. Because here's the thing.
I was gonna put them at like not really hating because right, like the intention behind it is just so limited, right? There is one breed of teacher, right, that I would actually put above not really hating, right? And that's the teachers that will carry it over into weekends / after school. All right, because that's their time.
Yeah, I will listen. I'm gonna say this, right? the reason I have it over the fly is because while a teacher's impact is limited, their hating can bleed into your life, right? Say you get a bad grade because they don't like you, right? They put stuff that aren't on the study guide. Your parents are getting on you.
Yes,
that's no outside time, right? That's you're grounded. And that's no friends, right?
I want to add on to it. So there's actually tiers to like the teacher power levels. Like professors, bro, a hating professor. Oh my god, bro. The devastation they could bring upon your life as an adult, especially if you take out a loan. Oh my god, nah.
Ooh, no, we gotta put up on kind of hating because the potential they have is really ridiculous.
Yes, like it goes like after middle school teacher is when like the fucking big leagues happen instead of like JV, and they play hard.
They play because listen, and the thing is, high school teachers, you get on the wrong side, you don't get a diploma. You're done for,
and
right?
You need that is the bare minimum, man. Like,
bro, they can literally stop you from getting a job. Isn't that crazy? Like, dude, potentially, that's the level of impact that their hate can have.
They can stop you from going to prom. They can stop you from going on like trips. They can stop you from like experiencing the only things in senior year of high school that make it worth it.
Hold on, I don't know about you. I'm kind of feeling like when I look at their potential, right? No, because I think it balances. I think it balances out because it balances out.
Because like it's
so
like,
they have like true hater level peaks, but they're like it kind of gets brought down because of the good teachers or whatever, right?
And that doesn't even go into the fact that teachers who are haters, but they're limited by like the grade level they teach in. So I'd say it's like maybe a quarter, like a fifth of all teachers can really hit that like insane peak.
Yeah, nah, you're right, 100%.
Yeah, that was way more fun than I thought it would be. Now, Toei Animation's an interesting one. Unless you're totally not Mark, right? They kind of hating, just generally, right?
Kind of hating.
But if you are totally not Mark, they're an S tier hater.
Because you just said, fuck the bank account.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Bro, 129 videos in a day? That is
crazy.
Wild. Those are like
disgusting
Olympic numbers, bro. Like
those are like generally speaking, that's wild, and right? You're starting to get to peak,
bro. They were that was them on the run back. That wasn't even the first one. That was like their second attempt.
They spun back and were like, hold on, we gonna get you with another one. Their peaks are kind of insane. All right. It's kind of ridiculous how good they are when they really are in their groove, right?
Right.
But I do agree with you that generally we're going to put them in the kind of hating. And I'm going to say this, right? I'm putting them above the fly, but below the teacher.
All right. So I got to ask, with or without the totally not Mark buff?
With totally not Mark. Okay, so the thing is, right? You look at Toei, right? Toei, they leave most people alone, right? They're pretty just not like they don't care for the most part. I think the totally not Mark buff gets them to middle tier kind of hating because it's that peak, but it's averaged out with a general level of nothingness.
True.
Right?
True.
And they also, and the thing that blows me away is they hate, but they do it to get the bag. All right. I respect hate that's just for like a teacher. You don't get more money for hating, right? But they do it anyway. And Toei, when they hate, right, they get money.
Okay.
So that kind of diminishes it for me as well.
Hold on. I got one last thing for the totally not Mark buff, but I will agree with your rating. I just think it's an interesting feat to bring up, right?
Okay.
They approached him for a sponsorship in between both hate cycles, and they still did it, bro.
That's nasty. That's listen. I don't think that moves the needle enough to get him up another tier, but that is nasty work. That is grimy. I really respect that. The griminess of it all is really impressive.
So yeah, in between teachers and the fly, but damn, even the people in kind of hating got some all-time like.
They got some high-level feats.
Or Wile Coyote, I'm gonna say he's a true hater, but not more so than Mosquiotes.
Okay.
I keep fucking up his name. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Don't matter.
Listen, Wile Coyote since what 1960 on hasn't caught the Roadrunner. Has gone into financial ruin trying to capture the Roadrunner, has tried everything up his sleeve, is just committed his entire life, soul, and being into catching the Roadrunner, and still has not done it, but has never once waned. And so, for that alone, bro, I gotta give him true hater.
That's high level. I gotta say, it's not the peaks that carry him this high. It's the longevity.
It's the longevity.
It's the dedication.
Yes, sir. And the physical harm he's incurred every single time, but he still gets back up.
He gets up. He dusts himself off and is like, another 100K in debt. It don't matter. I'm hating.
He's like, today's the day.
Today, and that's the thing too. If you can make it so you love the hate, and you're just like, it don't matter if I failed yesterday, the decade before that. Today is the day I get this hate off right, and I like that.
Yes, sir. So Meg from Drake and Josh. Oh my god. So Meg from Drake and Josh. Kinda hating, but at the top of kinda hating, right? And here's my logic, right? Even though she did have some great highs, she still fundamentally loves her brothers, and for me, that's got to deduct some points.
Love is the antithesis of hate. Like we can't reward her for loving her brothers. Like come on.
On a technical skill level, she's up there, right?
Yeah, but for sure. Yeah.
But on like
if we look at potential, one of the best, one of the greats. But
not enough to break into true hater.
But it's not enough to break into true hater. Right, it's solid. It's solid work. It's solid potential. It's high levels of skill. Right, but she doesn't have the drive.
She literally had the dog, but she gave it up for adoption. I don't know, like
it's crazy. She said no, it's cool. I don't want it. And listen, not everybody's gonna go pro with their hating. I understand that. Not everybody wants to take it to that professional level. And she just kind of capped out at about the high school, college level. And that's cool, right? That's cool.
Yeah, if she was in a sports manga, she'd be like the amazing natural prodigy who's like, I'm really into just archaeology, and just calls it a day.
Yeah, just like, I'm going to just be good at this. And that's cool, right? It's not able to get her to those top tiers, though.
Yeah, but in terms of like raw potential, like if she really committed to the game, bro, she's smoking everybody up here.
Yeah. Pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Do you put her above teachers or like what?
I'm gonna put teachers above still. I'm gonna have teachers above.
Okay.
Because teachers. The thing is, it's to me the opposite, right? In my opinion, I'm gonna give more points for low potential but high drive than high potential but low drive. Because to me, right,
execution is the main thing.
Yes. Yeah. You can listen, right? If you don't have the natural gumption to be a hater, right?
But
you can grind it out. You can get the hate off, right? You can outwork somebody with potential, and that's what I think teachers are, right? I think teachers on their peaks they don't got the potential for it, but they be doing it anyways, and I love the hustle.
Next up we have Wasps. Okay, listen. It depends. It really fucking depends because you got to agitate them a little bit to like really get like the full experience of them hating, right?
Yeah.
And second, I still don't have them as like
they're not the worst insect. No, listen, I'll say this, right?
Flies, but,
for sure, right? Yeah. I'll say this. I respect the wasp. I even somewhat fear the wasp, right? Over the bee, over their brother the bee, right? But I don't know. Listen, if this was a hornet, okay, all right. Because hornets, if I'm within a mile radius of a hornet, they're hunting me down, right? A wasp, you got to bump into it. You got to annoy it. It's got to be a bad day, right? It's a little bit hit or miss, right? I will say this. I think it's impressive that their hate literally translates into a biological harm to you. The fact that they can transfer their hate as venom.
Honey. They don't even make honey. They're just there to fuck with you.
They don't do nothing except hate.
Yeah.
And listen, the fact that they can literally transfer their hate into venom in your body is crazy.
So you know what?
It's crazy.
On average, you're right. Like law of averages, genetically they're just made to hate. So I'm gonna put them above Toei.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a completely fair ranking. Next we have classic Broly. I'm gonna be real with you. I put him right between Toei and The Fly. Interesting.
Okay, I do have a reason, right? And that is his hate was not the longevity factor wasn't like big enough for me. I know that's like supposed to be like a lower threshold, but for him it was over the course of like a couple movies, and like the reason was petty. Sure, I grant you that adds some points, but his execution lacked finesse.
Okay. You know what? I thought I was gonna have to push back a lot, right? Because I respect Broly, I respect his craft, but when you got me with execution, because what did he really do, right?
Screamed at him and kept punching him. Sure, but like
he punched him. But every Dragon Ball villain does that, right? Show me something new. Show me something special.
Like doesn't even crack the top 5 pettiest Dragon Ball characters.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it's like, yeah, Broly is somebody who just never really caught his stride. Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I think I put him below the toe. I think I put him above the fly. I think I put him right there. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good ranking.
This green guy from Cars.
Cars. He's not really hating. Listen,
A
because
disliker?
I'd put him above disliker because
Okay.
he hates. He's just not good at it, right?
Okay.
He didn't put in the work. He didn't put in the reps. He just showed up one day, said I'm a hater, and then when you really put him to the test, right? He just folds. So he's not really hating. He's not really hating.
The guy from Lorax. I don't know if he was necessarily a hater. He was just like really into capitalism. Like,
Yeah.
The guy wanted to sell air.
Yeah.
That seems greedy, not like hateful.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm not seeing the hate. I dislike her
I
at best.
dislike her.
Maybe you could say like you could in a roundabout way say he dislikes people because he's selling air and that's like whatever. But it's not enough. I don't want roundabout hate. I want direct
it's
hate.
the nature of the system. It's not it's not a symptom of him. So I'm not giving that to him. Sam Puckett from iCarly, not really hating. She kind of hated Freddy. But at the same time, it was like a tsundere kind of hate. So.
Yeah. It's like, come on, I could have gotten more, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Like I'll put it like on a technical level, she was great, but it was just like masking her affections. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Dr. Robotnik is interesting. I'm gonna say he is at the top of kind of hating, right?
Ooh.
He's got some soft spots here and there, right? Undisputably, but when it comes to Sonic himself, he can't let it go. Like generally, if you're Shadow, he'll manipulate, he'll gaslight, but it's not the same, right? He's more composed. When it comes to Sonic, though, all reason goes out the window. He just hates the fuck out of this hedgehog. But I gotta say, man, his actions they don't scale. He could do more.
Honestly, his performance just isn't enough to get him to top of kind of hating. I think I may downplay him more than the average. I think I have him above the Wasp, but I don't know if I have him at top of kind of hating.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
it's
okay,
hard to put him above Megan, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's solid, but not top of
And
the
I remember
line.
that scene in Sonic XD where he helped out Sonic with the
Yeah.
side. Nah, I can't let that slide.
Nah.
All right, next we have tow trucks.
Ooh, tow trucks.
All
Are
right.
we arguing like bottom of true hater? Like,
Interesting. Okay, so I don't have a car,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I do understand the weight of it and the fact that like if you are right there, they will kill you before letting go of this car.
yep.
So
Yep.
I gotta know, as a car owner yourself, right?
Yeah.
You got to take the reins on this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this, guys. All right, the type of vitriol you have to have for a human being, right, to remove the only viable method of transportation they have is insane.
And to
Creams,
commit
I'll
to
put it like this, right? I'll put it like this, right? Imagine if somebody specifically for you denied your ability to use a train.
Yeah, that would be wild.
And it's like, oh, it's like, oh, you sat in the wrong spot for too long, right? So now you are excommunicated from society.
Dude,
You're done.
I've heard tales of tow truck drivers refusing to take bribes. How do you hate that much, bro?
It's listen, you don't get into a tow truck for money. You get into it because you hate everyone. That's all. That's all it is.
And on top of that, bro, like getting your vehicle back, it's like, whoa, buddy, what are you doing coming here at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday?
Nah. They're gonna make you come at some weird hour, right? They're gonna ask you to be there at 11:45 or 11:47 even, right? On a Monday, right? Show up either on that minute on the dot or don't get it for another month.
Yeah.
They want you to fail.
It's like a $300 gate unlocking fee.
Yeah. It's quite ridiculous. The tow truck is definitely
True
they
hater.
don't show up that often. But when they show up, man, do they leave an impact on somebody's life.
Yes, sir. And boy, do they fucking love the game.
Do they love the game? Yeah.
I'm going bottom of true hater because I think.
Yeah.
Badgers.
Skunk? Is that a badger or a skunk?
Either way, skunks only do it when they're scared. Badgers, I don't have a lawn.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll say I've heard horror stories of the badger. Right, I've heard that they're aggressive. I heard that like they're one of the most actually aggressive animals ever, but I'm pretty sure that's only when they're fearful, right? And I can't respect somebody that only brings their hate out when they're scared. That's not impressive to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Jade
yeah,
from
for sure.
Victorious.
Okay, hot take. She's literally just a mean girl.
Yeah. So not she's a
nah.
disliker, like top of disliker.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
hold on.
no,
I'm gonna say
no,
this. She's above Sam. She's above Sam.
Yeah. So
I put her above Sam.
Let me bump Sam down to the top of disliker.
Okay.
Because like the super, like she dated Fred. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like she folded completely.
Yeah. So next we have, I think this is Dio from JoJo's. I think if I watched JoJo's, I'd put him in S tier.
Dio. Listen, I'm gonna put it like this, right? I'm gonna put it like this. Dio. Okay. Generational hater for sure, but let me give you just part one real quick, right?
All right.
So his dad dies in his intro, right? And his dad dies, and the first thing he does is he spits on his grave, right? Then he dips and he's like, I'm gonna go to the JoJo's house, whatever. He pops up, he jumps out of his fucking cart or whatever they have back in like the 1800s, and a dog pulls up on him, starts barking. He kicks that thing as hard as he can. Oh my
God.
Breaks it, whatever, right? After that, he throws fucking Jonathan Joestar's dog in a furnace. Okay?
What?
Just to get in his head. Just to get in his head, right? Listen.
Wow.
I'm just listening. Not even in chronology. The next, like, another thing he does, right, is Jonathan's girl, right? They hadn't kissed yet, whatever, right?
Right.
Dio literally walks up to her, is like, okay, well, I'm gonna have the first one.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, that's nasty. And then, right, he tricks Jonathan into thinking they're friends, and has for years been slowly poisoning his dad so he can get the Joestar household.
What?
That's part one.
Wow, okay, that's a true hater.
He is an S tier hater.
Okay,
right? Because what happened? Because what he does after that, right? He then takes the body, because he gets beaten by Jonathan Joestar, right? Like most villains do, right? He gets beat, but after that happens, he literally takes over Jonathan's body, right? And he then hates on the entire Joestar line in a Joestar's body.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's phenomenal. One of the greatest talents this generation has ever seen. I gotta say.
Wow.
A superstar.
Wow.
A superstar level talent. It's honestly, I think that Dio is one of the best, not just this generation has seen, that the world of hating has ever come across. If I'm going to be honest, if I can be blunt for a second, right? I just think it's just different. He stands on the level of a Thanos. He stands on the level of a Lucifer, right?
You know what?
That's the type of hate he dedicates himself to.
I might get like excited for JoJo's again. Okay.
High level hate.
Wow. Speaking of another high level hater, you have the Grinch. I'm gonna put him at the top of true hater.
Yeah.
You know, for his story, he absolutely outdid himself. Yes, he was also nerfed by forgiveness. Ultimately, what I think happened with the Grinch is single-handedly ruining Christmas for an entire town. Is like, it's an interesting feat, right?
Yeah.
Because of the time limit on it. And the thing with the little girl and just plowing through with the rest of his goal, even, like, if that was the moment for him to have a change of heart, that was the first one, he was like, nah, not yet. And he committed. That's all I can say. Now, I will, admittedly, I gotta put, looking at this tier right now, I gotta put Wile E. Coyote and the tow trucks at the top because they never had their hearts swayed.
Okay. I respect it. I do respect it because they never switched up, right?
They never
and
switched,
I can respect them never switching up.
Bro, I just keep, who is this guy? He looks like a Naruto character.
Let's see. Danzō? Oh, Danzō is crazy. Listen, I'll put it like this, right? Danzō ordered a character to kill their entire clan.
Damn, dude.
Or go to war.
What?
One of those. It was that. It was literally, hey, take out your entire clan. Keep in mind, the person he asked to do it was a 13-year-old. He told a 13-year-old, rebel against your clan and kill him or everybody you know and love is gonna die anyways.
Wow.
And then what he did is he took the eyes of that clan and he just gave them to himself. He just kept them because they're powerful.
What
Nasty work.
But
listen,
was he committed to the game?
Oh, 100%. He was committed to the game. 100%.
True hater?
He died committed to the game. The last thing he did was blow himself up to try to finish off his hate.
Okay, so above the Grinch.
Above the Grinch, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. True hater.
All right.
True hater.
Creeper from Minecraft. I don't play garbage. You know.
Interesting. I'm familiar with the Creepers game. I've been blown up a couple times by them, and I'll say this, right? Their work is impressive. Their execution is great, but they don't have the mentality, right? I don't think they have it in them to day in and day out hate and only hate, right?
Yeah, I'd probably put them around like the range of Wasp and Fly, just because it seems like it's like a biological thing, not like a So let's say above the Fly or right below, like right here.
I put him right below Toei. Yeah, I'd put him right below Toei.
Interesting.
I got you.
Neville from iCarly.
Sure. Man, he's just annoying.
Yeah.
I'd put it because didn't he like Carly, right? Like that was his little thing. Or
but he was spiteful about it, and obviously he did buy the domain. I'm gonna put him like right above what's her name? Wow, I just said her name like to introduce her. What's her name from Victoria's? Jade.
Don't know. Jade, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Stormfront.
Wow.
Listen. Obvious stuff aside, she is a true hater, and here's how I know. Here's the one scene. While in pursuit of a different target with superpowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
She took the time to commit a racial massacre.
Yep.
It was not in her schedule. She stopped what she was doing to do that. And the last thing she said before eventually finding that other person that she was chasing, I'm trying to avoid spoilers here as well, was call him a racial slur before killing him.
Yeah. Yeah.
In front of his sister.
Yeah. Yeah. True hater. Yeah, for sure. Stormfront is,
next to, what's this guy's name from Naruto?
Danzō.
Next.
Yeah. I'm willing to put her there. Yeah, I'm willing to put her there.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Bakugo, it's kind of hating.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say, okay.
There's layers to
Bakugo
this
had some good peaks, right?
Yeah.
Telling Deku in the first episode to jump off a building and hopefully get another quirk, excellent execution, right? But
he was
really just
he's
a rival kind of hater, right?
He did apologize. He did sacrifice himself for Deku.
That immediately, he apologized and Nah.
Yeah.
Not really hating. Not based off his current personality.
Yeah, bottom of not really hating.
Yeah, nah. I was gonna be like sacrificing yourself. Maybe you could have done it so like maybe you could spin that in a haterish way, right?
Yeah.
But apologize, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
And Practical Jokers, I don't know. Apparently, VR's a huge fan.
I dislike her. They're funny people. They literally do like pranks and shit in public. They're not haters at all.
The guy who made this list had some really solid like fun picks, but some of these are just so wild or like out of pocket or just confusing. Like this, like what picture is this? Is this Santa?
I'm guessing,
like is this the movie?
I'm guessing. If I had to guess, right, it's people who tell children Santa isn't real. And that, come on. Listen, I think they are an example of a solid, not really hater. Because look, sure, you don't go full time.
It's low
effort.
But
the fact that you go out of your way to tell a kid, right, that for no reason, you don't get anything from it. Hey, Santa isn't real. Wow. To do this as a hobby, to not get paid, to not do this full time, I respect the grind. I respect it. Right? It's not crazy work. It's not elegant, but I respect it.
It's kind of like grunt work, in my opinion. It is like if on like the hate corporate ladder, it is definitely the entry level. It borders on a prerequisite, which is why I don't want to.
For sure.
Now Nintendo is what Toei thinks they are. All right, Nintendo. They've revolutionized corporate hating like to an unparalleled degree. Right? If you think of a Mario theme song without like getting a proper license, they will sue you and your brain. Like they will sue your subconscious.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they'll sue your lineage.
Yeah.
You'll be done for.
On top of this, right, where I think Nintendo really shines is any company can sue, right? But it takes a special kind of hate to sue for something that they have zero intention of ever releasing, despite the amount of money they would make. The only reason for piracy to exist when Nintendo, specifically Nintendo Music, is simply because Nintendo refuses to put it out. No controversial reason, absolutely no profit incentive. Like they have every reason to do it, but they just fucking refuse to. And I don't know if I respect that as a YouTuber, but I think I respect that for this list.
I respect it as a hater.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
Yeah, true hater. Toei
True
wishes.
hater for sure. Toei wishes for sure. Now, the Leaf Village.
Okay.
The Leaf Village. The Leaf Village I would put over Danzō if they didn't come around in the end. I'll put them, in my opinion, they're kind of in a similar place as like Dr. Robotnik, where their peaks are pretty impressive, but they then kind of come around and start liking Naruto or whatever. Right?
Didn't he become Hokage?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's the issue.
Yeah.
Right. I think listen, hating on a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Is nasty, but Naruto worked hard and like got their approval or whatever, so they kind of fell off.
The reason I'm putting them below Robotnik is because that beef is still going.
Yeah.
Actually, I might put him
for sure.
I don't know. I can't put him above Megan because can't do it. I barely watched.
Bubblegum?
Yeah, I barely watched Adventure Time. I
don't remember being a hater. She was like
into
weird,
Finn, right?
But yeah. I don't know. I don't remember being a hater at all.
Okay. See, next up we have hackers or scammers. I don't know about this one.
I can't respect a hacker or scammer in terms of hating.
They're not hating
because you do it purely for money.
Yeah.
You're just getting you're getting a bag, right? That's it. You're not hating for the sake of hating. You're doing hateful acts for money.
Yeah.
That's it.
So bottom of disliker. Sakura being on this list shocked me.
Okay. I'll say this, right? There is a point. Now, this is a very specific thing. If we're looking at Kid Sakura, I can see it, right? Mm-hmm. Because there is a point in the series where Sakura literally, she makes fun of Naruto being an orphan, right?
Wow.
To another orphan's face.
Okay.
Devious work. Okay? Like, if you could only pluck that out, I'd be like, okay, you got potential, kid. You got a future, right? But unfortunately, she like develops and changes and is sorry and whatever, right? So I'm gonna put her like anywhere not really hating. Don't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Disliker?
Yeah, whatever.
I guess just off hackers by the fact that she has a single feat you can point to.
Yeah.
Sauske?
Sauske literally lived for hate for about 18 years of his life. 18 years of his life was hate. Bro, I'm saying, he lived to hate. He woke up, hate. His whole thing was killing his brother, right? That was his thing for like 15 years. It was just like, I'm going to get strong enough to kill him. I'm getting rid of him. I'm getting him out of the paint, right? But he reforms after 18 years, right? So he has a good 18-year streak, but he reforms. So we can't.
I mean,
and that's all because of fucking Boruto that we see that reformation, bro. It's so ugh. They ruined a great hater.
Okay.
A top tier talent.
So I guess above Sakura, obviously.
Yeah, I'd put him above Bakugo and not really hating.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have IronMonger from the first Iron Man movie. Now, listen, this guy is an undisputed hater, right? Mm-hmm. Hating Tony's dad for years, right? Hating Tony his entire life, and especially when he had the company thing to the point of paying off the Taliban to kidnap him.
Yeah.
The Taliban. That is insane work, right?
It is.
And then to bite him, to bite his entire iron, to go back to the Taliban desert to take up the salvage of the armor he built in a cave.
He's good. He knows what he's doing.
He's amazing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing for sure. He knows what he's doing. Where would you put him based off that?
Ooh, I gotta think because he did end up. Do you remember if he reformed at the end of Iron Man?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't, at least from what I remember. I remember him like maybe him trying to suck up to Tony to like not die, but I don't think it was like a genuine good person thingy.
Yeah, dude. So Ironmonger. I'm gonna put at kind of hating.
Okay.
I'd say around Robotnik, Hidden Leaf,
Okay.
because he never reformed the same way. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Billy Butcher is a true fucking hater. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Where you want to put him on this row is up for debate, but he is indisputably like in this row. Full stop. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Now, where
yeah,
you
okay.
rank him is what I want to hear.
So it gets tough. It gets tough, right? Because Billy has compassion occasionally, right?
Always gives into the worst impulses, though.
I will say that, right? But okay, I'll put it like this, right? Deciding to go against Soldier Boy because of his son.
Okay.
A real hater would have said,
think
whatever.
about what got him in that position to begin with, right? The fact that the things he said to Ryan to get him to even being in that room, to embracing fucking Homelander. And on top of that, literally in his flashback episode was basically a compilation, a callback to what his wife said about him, what everybody says about him, which is like, if not for Huey and Becca, and now Becca's dead, spoilers, Billy would become a monster. Full stop.
I agree, but the thing is, it's like he's one step away from becoming top a true hater or like a top tier. Like I'd say he's in the middle of the pack. I'd say he's above. I'd say he's above the Grinch and maybe I can't put him above Stormfront. I can't put him above Stormfront. Because the thing is, right? Billy's hate comes from like a revenge thing, right? Stormfront's just racist.
Can I make an actual appeal here, right?
Okay,
Butcher
go ahead.
is also fucking racist. Supes are technically like another class of people in the boys' verse. It's like the same way Frieza is racist to Saiyans.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because he literally, he even when he talks to Maeve, he literally says, "I'm gonna kill every last one of you," or like your kind. Like Butcher literally cannot stomach that's like Supes, right? What he does to what's his name, to the guy with the bullets, with the gun power.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
that was he already gave up his information, bro. That was a hate crime.
Yeah. Okay. Over Stormfront. Okay, so let's okay. But over Stormfront though, it's a question you got to ask.
But keep in mind, right? That was the first night out with his new powers, right? So had he had them from the get, who knows how much further he would have gone. For what it's worth, allying with Soldier Boy is wild stuff on its own, especially because of the rift it created with the boys and with Mother's Milk especially. He did not care.
Yeah, okay.
Billy's tough. Billy is tough because
Billy is tough. He's just human enough.
He's just, you're right. Stormfront obviously has the buff of being an actual Nazi from like World War II. Anyway, so yeah, that's my case for Billy placing higher. But like I think it could basically go either way. I don't think Billy's really hit his like full stride yet. In the case they do something crazy like having Huey die, I think it's fair to say he goes up like 10 points on this list, right?
I'll say his potential can get him over Stormfront. It can get him over Danzō. It could probably get him over the tow truck, right? But I just don't think he's hit it yet, because I think in those key moments, those moments that decide whether or not you're a Hall of Fame hater, he just folds. He just shows a little bit of humanity, right? He decides to not kill Homelander in exchange for his son, right? And he decides to like not force Huey to take more Temp V or allow Huey to take more Temp V so they can go get Homelander, right? He kind of shows humanity.
Yeah, and it's funny because like it's exclusively almost a symptom of outside interference with Becca and with Huey. Like if not for Becca literally like bleeding to death from her neck and begging Butcher not to kill her son, like he would have taken that tire iron to Ryan without like hesitation.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm comfortable placing him directly under Stormfront with the caveat of The Boys season 4 will probably get him a buff, right? He'll probably do some more heinous shit.
He's already a great hater, right?
Yeah.
But like he like until Huey dies or something along those lines happens, he will be bottlenecked by like outside forces. But if we're talking Billy Butcher left to his own devices with his own conscience, ooh, S tier for sure.
Yeah.
Like
for sure,
scorched earth, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bowser.
Bowser just want companionship. Can I be honest? I think he just wants. I gotta put him at a disliker.
Yeah, it seems like he's more into Peach than he hates Mario.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I put him top of disliker for being so persistent, but otherwise,
Yeah. Can I say something?
Go.
From Bowser's perspective, Mario's probably a bigger hater than he is.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Like from his perspective, he's like, dude, why is this guy? Why does this plumber keep attacking me? What's going on? Right? Bowser's a disliker at best. Yeah, for sure.
Greg Heffley, he is a true hater.
Yeah.
The only thing stopping Greg Heffley from being an absolute monster is him being a middle schooler. That is it.
That is it. And that's a perfect way to put it. He's literally capped by being a child, right? But his mindset, I think, is what really gets him up here.
Yes.
He just hates. He's like a psycho. I love it. I love the dedication to the hate.
Any interaction he has with Rowley alone should put him in this tier, right?
Yeah.
But everything else with every other character, bro, the way he talks about Manny, his little brother, and I get it, bro. Children suck, bro. But the way Greg would listen, if this was like a Seinen manga, Manny would already be 6 feet under. Like that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Even with Greg as a middle schooler.
Bro, Greg definitely has the mindset.
Yeah, I might put him above. I gotta put him above the Grinch, bro. Greg doesn't have the capacity for compassion or forgiveness.
I got you. Okay, I can respect it.
Okay,
I can respect it.
Oh shit, dude. The next two people. Okay.
Ooh, these are some good picks.
Okay, listen. Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Let's start with Lex Luthor, right? Just to kind of make this, to give ourselves some breathing room here, right?
Yeah, okay.
Lex Luthor is an S tier hater. All right?
Oh, 100%.
The level of commitment this guy has to hating Superman is so unmatched in every medium he's put in that it is to a fault. I'll start with the first iteration he had, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first reason he even hated Superman, and they were friends, by the way, is because there was some radiation mix-up and Lex Luthor went bald. After going bald, he committed his entire life to killing Superman on that alone.
Oh, impressive.
Right?
Oh, impressive.
And then every layer of nuance, of reimagining, of rebooting Lex Luthor's origin story and why he hates Superman is almost as petty.
Yeah.
There is no version of Lex Luthor that does not irrationally hate Superman, and it's specifically him, right? Kryptonians, he might have a distaste for blah blah blah, right? But when it comes to Superman himself, he had multiple tests on Superman's DNA run, just up and down, again and again and again and again, and he got irrefutable proof from a computer he built that Clark Kent was Superman, but hated the idea that Superman would even he couldn't stomach the idea that Superman would have all this power and just be a mild-mannered reporter, that he just said the computer was wrong.
Yeah.
Multiple tests, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the iterations that really spoke out to me as I was conducting extensive research for this video, was Lex Luthor said something along the lines of I dislike Superman because he's better than what I can be.
Yes.
Right? And that is just okay.
And he never gave up.
That's
He never gave up.
Zenith of hating. Hating because somebody is doing better than you is fantastic. We need more haters like him in the community.
And bro, once you watch Smallville, I have no doubt. I'll give you an example, right? In the Smallville season 11 comic line, right, which is a continuation of the story as a graphic novel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lex Luthor had lost his memory, the entire relationship he had built with Clark Kent up until that point, which spoilers, I guess, right? It doesn't matter, right? But he still had this inkling in his subconscious that he fucking hated Superman. He had lost everything, but something from his guts was no, I fuck this guy. So he set up astronauts, he set up accidents over and over. He didn't care who got in the way, how many people he had to use. It was all to run tests on Superman, just to poke and prod him a little bit. And you know what he did? This is unbelievable. He coded Superman. He tricked him into saving this astronaut on this rocket ship that he rigged to blow up.
Mhm.
specifically so Superman can save him, and get coated with this like invisible like radiation that
Mhm.
isn't harmless, that isn't harmful to Superman because he's Superman, right? But cannot be cannot be washed away. It would
Okay.
permanently like be on Superman over like the course of a couple years, right?
Mhm.
All to track this guy with a series of satellites because he's a billionaire across the
Yeah.
Earth and prevent Superman from ever going back into his civilian life on the off chance Superman will reveal to him who he is, and by extension, like endangering his entire family. So he basically trapped Superman into being Superman full time, and
Mhm.
like made it impossible for him to see his family.
It round of a fucking
Yeah,
applause, man. Oh my god. Oh wow. That is wow.
and keep in mind at this point, he hadn't done anything till like this Lex Luthor with this memory. Superman didn't do shit besides exist, and that was more than enough to go that far.
Mm, mm, mm. I this is beautiful. This is it brings a tear to my eye actually, right? Um wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Um
Lex Luthor has no shortage. Like even in his worst iterations, Lex Luthor is just always consistently petty, right? Even in something as one-off as like the New 52, by far like the worst comic run like DC's ever done in basically their entire history, in my opinion, right? Superman and him already had a history, right? And Superman bet Lex Luthor that he couldn't design a prison even he couldn't escape from, right? And out of pure spite, Lex Luthor creates this fucking masterpiece of a prison, right? I'm talking like the walls, the floors are all made out of like this semi solid liquid thing that adapts to the metahuman abilities of the people and can trap and adapt to, like the building itself can adapt and trap anybody in the world. And Lex Luthor designed it for himself to not be able to break out of just because Superman bet him.
and was it able to hold him?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he knew
Okay.
Superman was manipulating him too. He just couldn't pass it up.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Okay. 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 Yeah. I think everybody in the hater community respects Lex Luthor's game.
Right.
I think everybody respects the game.
Now listen, this one, I gotta be real. He might give Thanos and Lucifer a run for their money. All right.
Mhm.
All right. So next up we have an all-star hater. Okay, hands down, undisputed, one of the greatest to ever do it in fiction. Eobard Thawne,
By the
aka the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash is just, I mean, he's Reverse Flash, right? Like he's kind of like the poster boy for comic book hatred,
Yeah,
right?
he is
Dedicated his
to
entire life, his
every
timeline.
his every
Yeah.
aspect of his existence is dedicated to hate. Hatred of Barry Allen specifically, but hatred of the entire Flash family. He has the generational hatred of Dio. He has the hyper-specific hatred of Lex Luthor. He is a man who, at the end of the day, lives, exists, breathes, eats, runs for hate. There is no aspect of Eobard Thawne that is not dedicated to hatred and its
Yeah.
pursuit.
So we're talking about how he has like the impact of like some of the other top tier
Yes.
haters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he also is probably the one closest on this list to having like the longevity of Lucifer
Yeah.
because of the fact that he exists centuries after the Flash, right?
Yes.
The Flash is long dead by the time he even comes into existence, and he's just like, you know what? No, I'm going to go back centuries in time, and I'm going to ruin your life. That peak. Do you want to list off some of his feats?
Yeah.
Because his feats are very impressive.
Dude, going back in time and getting rid of Barry Allen's childhood best friend so he could grow up alone. Going back in time to when Barry Allen was a kid just to push him down the stairs. No other reason, just to do that. Going back in time to kill Barry Allen's mother and setting up his father for the murder. Going back in time and, I don't know, doing whatever else to fuck with Barry. He's just done it so many times on such a... And here's the thing, right? To Eobard Thawne, something like killing Barry's mom and tripping and like making him fall down the stairs are to him of equal importance to do, you know? Like those are both things that he has to do for his own hatred.
The thing is, it isn't just limited to Barry either, right? Like even in his own timeline, Eobard Thawne was hating on people. There was a point in time, right, where there was this girl he liked, right? He wanted to get with her, and he systematically keeps going back in time and ruining her life in different ways, all so she could date him. And when after he gets rid of her parents, her boyfriend, everything, right? Her job, blah, all these different things. He's like, you know what? Screw it. And he just gives her brain damage.
Yes. And the funniest part about that is, like, he basically did the joke of, even if you were the last guy on Earth, I'd never date you. And he basically did it. He was like, hey, I'm the last guy on Earth. And she was like, nah. And he was like, fuck you then.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you'll never date anybody. And I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah. Dude, Ebarthon was so petty that his parents actually had another son that they loved more than him. And the second he got his powers, went right back in time, got rid of him. So he grew up an only child.
Yeah.
It didn't even make his parents like him more. He just hated his brother for getting the praise.
Yeah. Like, all-time hater.
He hates Barry so much, actually, that a couple more examples, right? He does not care if he dies as long as he sees Barry die with him, right? He doesn't care what happens to him as long as he sees Barry as suffering with his own eyes. If you were to, like, want to kill Eobard he would try to defend himself, right? He doesn't want to die. But if you're like, hey, I will kill you and Barry right now at the same time, as long as you say you're going to shoot Barry first in front of him, he will let you do it.
He is somebody who has the power, the mentality, and the dedication to the hate that is honestly just, it is a once, honestly, I'm going to say it, right? I'm going to say it. There is only one person who could do this, right? That it's him, right? He has all the stats maxed out, right? I don't know about you, Creams. I don't know if maybe I'm jumping the gun, right? But number one hater for being like for Reverse Flash is not crazy to me.
It's not. Yeah, I basically went into this and I'm like, bro, it's either him or Lucifer. Like,
yeah,
I can't even wrap my head around everything Reverse Flash has done, and let alone the shit he's done, period. Not even just to the Flash, because there is so much to choose from per, like, person, right? There's this one thing he did to Batman for no other reason than, like, his father shot him in an alternate timeline that no longer exists. So, little comic book lore for you guys. So, after Flashpoint, right, where Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas Wayne, was the Batman of that timeline because Bruce was the one that died in the alley. Flash brought him back a letter when he reset the timeline from his dead dad, right? It was the most meaningful thing Batman had ever gotten. It was just super emotional for him to get it from his dead dad, because we all know how Batman feels about his parents, right? Ebarthon infiltrates the Batcave and rips up the letter.
Man. Grimy.
Bro, grimy. Batman was in shambles.
Yeah.
Wow. Batman, bro. That is sickening.
It is very. Oh man, yeah. Literally the only competition I think he has is the Devil. Yeah. Right. The Devil obviously has like the humanity-wide hatred and like the fact that he fucked us over forever. But there's something just super personal about Reverse Flash. It's something that just feels like vindictive, right?
Yeah.
Just.
It's not.
I do it for no other reason than to spite you.
He doesn't want to see you dead. It's more like he does, but not until he is exhausted every last drop of hatred from his system. And bro, does he have? He has infinite hate. So he is not able to kill somebody as long as there is even a possible theoretical chance that he could do something to fuck them over first.
Yeah, you got to get some hate off first.
Yeah.
He got to get some hate off.
Like, if there is any doubt in his heart that he could have done something more, he will just not do it. He will just...
Or he'll just run back in time after killing you and bring you back to life and then do it again. Yeah. Like, he has that ability.
Yes, and that's the crazy thing, right? He hates so much, right, that he created his own hate-based power system from the Flash. Dude, it's called the Negative Speed Force. Like, a thing he made specifically to, like, be the antithesis to Barry, like, full stop, right? And this gives him the ability, by the way, to be to live in a constant state of paradox, because after all this fucking running around with time, you'd think at some point the butterfly effect would take over and just blip himself out of existence, but no, his hate literally keeps him alive.
Oh yeah, I gotta give him number one off that. His hate is allowing him to live. Oh nah,
yeah,
that's impressive.
Number one hater, Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody here is like they're just trying to get to his level.
Oh yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
The machinations of Lex Luthor, the
Mhm.
generational hatred of Dio, the cosmic like level proportions of Thanos, right? What Thanos does to death, Eobard does to time.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, impressive.
taking a huge step down compared to fucking Eobard Thawne, which is as a line I'd say to everybody here except for like the devil. So. We have this guy from SpongeBob. I forgot his name.
Bubble Bass.
Bubble Bass. Yes, I remember the episode well, but not his name. He was a hater.
Yeah, he was a hater. A bit of an asshole.
What was he any more of a hater than like people of his type? Like this kind of Karen Yelp reviewer breed of people?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not. He is just a Karen Yelp reviewer, right? He's like like you can see this in reality, right?
Yeah. It's kind of hating.
It's all right. Maybe it's me coming down from the high that was the Eobard Thawne hate, but it's I'll put I'd say top of not really hating or bottom of kind of hating.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say.
Not really hating. So next up on this list we have Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents. She was a hater, child abuser. I don't think anybody's disputing that, either of those feats about her. Now, what's interesting, right, is she hated Timmy off rip for no reason, right? That's true hatred right there. Gotta respect it. Timmy's retaliation never stuck because the Fairly Odd Parents would always, like, wipe the slate clean at the end of the episode, which leads me to wonder, in the event that had not happened, would Vicky back down, or would she triple down on hating Timmy?
I think she's tripling down.
I also think she's tripling.
I think she's tripling down.
Because, like, for Vicky, I got her above Crocker. Because she's a true and tried hater. She does it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I do respect that, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, she was kind of lazy. She didn't hate as much as she could have, right? She was just there, like, watching TV, grounding Timmy here and there. But it wasn't like... I don't know. Something about Vicky feels a little empty compared to Crocker.
You think so?
Crocker was also a fucking hater as a teacher. Like, even during his day job, right? He got the teacher buff that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He did get the teacher buff.
So I'm wondering, right? Like, do you think it's just like a lack of potential thing?
Oh, hold on, right?
Okay.
Can we add the factor of Vicky as like a teenager, right? Is getting paid to hate, like. And that's not because the thing is, she's not hating for more money, right? That actually puts her hatred, like her bag at risk. But parents are literally paying. She's worked the system to do what she loves, hating for money.
Yes. Okay.
I think I got to give her an amp for that.
Yeah, I got to give
impressive.
her an amp. Doesn't she hate her sister too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You know, it's not just Timmy. She's doing it for the love of the game. I got her above Croc.
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
I'll even give her above the Grinch because I don't see her heart getting swayed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bluno from Popeye. Popeye was the bigger hater, I think.
Oh. I'm not too familiar with Bluno's game. You're gonna have to inform me on this one.
So from what I remember, right, it was they were fighting over olive oil. That's the lady's name. And Popeye like had her on lock, but Bluno was like, he wasn't like rejected by her. You know, she was kind of picking up what Pluto was putting down sometimes. Yeah. And Popeye was just like, nah.
Yeah, no, not happening.
So it wasn't like as clear cut, right? But like it's not to the same degree as Bowser seeing Mario as like the ultimate hater, but it's in a similar ballpark where I'm like, yeah, I could see from Bluno's perspective him having as much to say and as many grievances like with Popeye as Popeye has with him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where would you put it based off that then?
I'm gonna say disliker, like
disliker.
Yeah. Top of disliker. All right. Next up, we have Mosquiotes. S tier fucking haters. Now, listen, bro. I get so many mosquitoes in this fucking apartment. I'm talking like the second it's above 65 degrees, they're in here, right? Small sliver. I have boarded up every last entrance in my place, right? Just every last crack in the window, all of it. I've gotten fly traps, the whole 9 yards. They do not stop. They are relentless. I have done all I can. Sometimes when it's really bad, I have to cocoon myself in my blanket and with a little pocket of air to give myself to breathe because I need to. And the mosquitoes are relentless. They wait patiently. They wait for me to go to sleep. They wait for me to turn my lights off. They wait for me to turn close my eyes. They do not want anything more than to suck my blood. And that is indoors at night. And that's indoors, right? Outdoors, if you don't have bug spray and you live in a humid state, you're simply food. And it hurts. It always itches. You always feel it. And there is no... You can't ignore a mosquito bite. That itch is perverse.
Yeah.
Right?
And the thing is, one thing I appreciate about the mosquito, right? About their hating game, is their impact is crazy, right? Like you said, you get a mosquito bite, right? That's the initial barrier to entry of hate.
Yeah.
But now you are stuck with that for a week, 2 weeks, right? And the thing is, if you scratch it,
gets worse.
Extend that, right? Their hatred, they literally, the more you feed into it, the more their hate grows.
And they're quick. They literally want to eat you to the point of risking their own life. They'll go back for seconds, thirds. They'll bring their friends along to this fucking all-you-can-eat buffet that is your blood. And they will never stop. No matter how many you kill, they seem utterly endless.
And the thing is, they carry, like, the things they carry with them, right? From the blood they suck. The diseases, the hate.
Yes.
The hate is insane.
Dude,
I gotta respect the game.
The trauma they leave, where every itch that you get on your body in like a sort of hot day, you're like, oh my god, was that a mosquito bite? That fear, right? It's like you know in Batman where he's like, where the criminals are paranoid every time they look behind a dark alley or like they see their own shadow, like fuck, is it him? That's what I feel about mosquitoes when I get an itch on my body.
Yeah. Is it?
The psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Nasty business.
No, I got okay. Yeah. I can respect S tier.
All right.
I can respect S.
Next up for you, car owner Ronan, meter maids.
So I don't run into like parking meters all that often, right? Just because.
Definitely a dying industry. Yes.
Yeah.
This can also be traffic patrol cops. For what my opinion is worth, right? Unlike tow truck drivers, meter maids can be reasoned with. They do have empathy, and I feel like they would take bribes.
I think so too. Now, for the sake of legality, I've never done such a thing.
I don't even own a car. Yeah.
So, but if I had to guess, I think they would. Right?
Yeah.
I would. I mean, what? Anyways, I think, they are just a worse tow truck. They have the potential of the tow truck, but like
they are the fly to the tow truck's mosquito.
Oh yeah, that's an apt comparison. Yeah,
so for that, I'm gonna say top and not really hating.
Yeah, for sure.
Daffy Duck was a hater. It's kind of a hater in the same way like Pepsi hates Coke, I feel.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like in a sense of like you just hate that they're doing better than you, but it's not really about them.
But you don't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean the roommates, right? Or they're still like friendly. He's envious. He's not a hater. He's just envious.
Yeah, I dislike her.
Yeah,
I think
iconic
for sure.
Yeah,
Scar. An iconic dislike but yeah. Scar killed his own brother. Like let's.
And he was gonna kill his nephew as like a cub.
He killed his own brother and then tried to step to his brother's wife.
Yeah.
Ugh. Grimy.
Yeah.
Grimy.
You love to see it. That as a hater, I mean, like as a student of the game.
Yes. 100%. Just for the audience to know, we're coming at this purely from students of the game, right?
Yeah.
Coming at this purely from up and coming haters ourselves, right? So yeah, I gotta say that high level hatred, and I gotta say I appreciate it. I would put him somewhere in kind of hating. I think I'd probably put him above like Tony Stark's hater. I can't remember that guy's name. All of a sudden,
really, you'd put it kind of. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't seem like a true hater because like again, it was like the hate was just part of his grander ambition.
Yeah, he wanted to be like lead a kingdom. Like he wasn't. You know what would put him over the top for me? If after the hyenas failed to find him, he had like a strike force hunting Simba down.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't. He was just kind of like, oh, he's left. Nah, a real hater would have needed to have the body.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, between Robotnik and like the guy who hates Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, this guy from SpongeBob, generic fishback.
Yeah.
Dude,
you just blow it from Stupid Town.
Bro,
Ooh,
the
that shit was cool.
SpongeBob supporting like background fish are the biggest fucking like hate meat munchers I've ever seen, bro.
Okay, can we lump them together? Can we
lump
them together?
Yeah,
they're almost like a coalition.
Yeah.
They're almost a coalition of characters.
Do you see the I only see two, but like
that's enough, right?
Yeah,
I remember both of them, right? God, bro, they listen,
dude. You couldn't breathe without them fucking hating,
bro. And the thing is, it's like, do they have the impact? No, but they have the pettiness.
Yeah,
right. They have the pettiness
the
and
tenacity.
Pettiness is kind of the tenacity. Pettiness and tenacity is a bit underrated in the hate community, I've noticed, but they have that in spades, right? To, like Patrick sweeping with an upside down broom, right? This guy walks into the restaurant, drink in hand. No, you just blowing from Stupid Town? Oh my god.
Yeah.
A strike right to the gut.
Bro, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Iconic. Ooh. Bro.
Ooh.
Elder abuse. Ooh. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, the heckling at the comedy show, there's just so many examples.
Somebody, okay, so do you remember when Squidward was doing his like stupid interpretive dances, right? Somebody built a tomato stand, right? And then sold tomatoes to throw at him. Do you know?
You have to be prepared for that, man.
You have to be prepared. The thing is, as soon as somebody heard that, they had to have bought ripe tomatoes, bought the materials to build the stand, and then while the show was going on, they built it. That is some... I love the drive. I love the commitment.
And to do this with no other motivation than to do it, I just gotta respect it. No grand motive, nothing back.
For sure.
In fact, you're in the hole for most of this, right? You can't let it slide. It's like,
can't.
Bro, are you happy?
Just like,
no.
Yeah. No, am I happy? No, I'm not happy unless I'm hating, right? The only time I'm happy is when you're doing worse than me. And impressive. Impressive.
So you want to put them in true hater as like a collective?
Let's put them in true hater as a collective.
Yeah.
As a collective, they are they're real.
I don't. Would you put them above Abrasive Bob?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I respect it. Okay.
Yeah, I would.
So the bling guy from Johnny Test.
Bling bling boy. He wasn't really. He was not really a hater like that. Can I be honest?
He was more of a simp than anything.
Yeah, like an incel. More. Yeah.
And it just kind of weird because it's like, bro, their little brother is getting in the way. Like what?
Mm-hmm. That's It's a byproduct of him being a simp, right? It's not really. It's not hating for the sake of hating. And there are even times where he becomes like friendly with Johnny. So I can't respect it.
I guess I'll put him like right above the guy from God of War. Right below.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Beerus isn't a hater.
Beerus, no, he's not a hater at all.
Yeah, he's barely a disliker.
Honestly, like, can we be real? He's barely
so late, bro. He's asleep for half of creation.
He's not a hater at all. Not real. No.
He's hungry.
Nah.
He's not
not a hater.
Barely a disliker. Shredder is a hater.
Shredder is a hater. Now you're gonna have I think you're gonna have the crazier opinion. So let me come in with my bit more tame take. Right? I think Shredder is a solid hater. However, I think he caps out relative to like Vicky or like Greg Heffley. Right? His impact is more, but there's some X factor that he's missing, right? There's some intangible stat. Maybe it's the vindictiveness and the pettiness. I just don't.
It's the charisma. That's what it is, right? He doesn't. He's not as like okay, the Reverse Flash, right? He has this like charisma about his hate where he's just he is enjoying himself, right? Like he is in his element. He is doing what he loves, right? With Shredder, he hates out of like hate. Which, to me, just kind of defeats the purpose of hating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm glad we agree. Because that charisma is kind of needed, right? Like you got to put a nice spin on it.
Yeah, he's putting in the numbers, but he's not like the love of the game is like a crucial factor. It's what gives like so many of these characters their big amp. You know?
You're kind of right where you say like he's lacking the sort of charisma, right? And I think that charisma is very important because you lose a lot of the meaning of hating, right? When you're just hating because you're actually angry and you're not hating because you like hating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you don't take pleasure in it, it kind of just diminishes where I can put you.
Yeah, like this hatred is an art form, right? In this list, and everybody has their own interpretation, their own approach to the game. But with Shredder, he's a guy that just like his circumstances make him good instead of him like making the most out of his circumstances.
Yes, yeah. I honestly, I could not have said that better myself.
Yeah,
that's an excellent recap of like how he approaches. He does it as if it's an occupation. He clocks in, he clocks out, right?
He's pretty good at his job, but still, his heart's not in it.
He doesn't have the passion. You're right, 100%. He doesn't have the passion or the drive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say he's like bottom of true hater.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
All right, next up we have the almost polar opposite, Uncle Ruckus. Right, his heart's definitely there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I feel like he is an example of somebody who loves hating, right? Who genuinely, if you were to ask them what would they rather do, eat food or hate, he would say hate, right? It's
literally, we know how much of his life it consumes. During that Uncle Ruckus like documentary episode, from the moment he wakes up, he starts hating.
Yep.
Like
it is an integral part of his life.
Dude, Uncle Ruckus has this like amazing ability to simultaneously be the greatest hater of all time, but be the greatest dick rider at the same time.
Yeah. It's honestly like the duality, right? The parallels even are just masterful, right? Where will we stick him in true hater? Will we stick him like kind of like high, like where would you think to put him?
This one's hard. How do you factor in his friendship with Robert? Because okay, I'll put it to you this way, right? Uncle Ruckus did whip a man, and like just the racial slurs that come out of his mouth every 2 to 3 seconds, right? But at the same time, he answered the call.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, right? Uncle Ruckus, he's a man of action when it comes to like talking his shit, right? But when it comes to executing, that's where I think he trips up.
Okay. So, taking all of his highs and his like his kind of one weakness, where do you put him? Like in your head, where is he perfectly placed?
You know, somebody who's like really, really, really into a particular thing, could be a sport, could be a manga or whatever. They could teach an entire course on it, but if you ask them to do it themselves, they just won't know how to. That's kind of what I get from Uncle Ruckus, right? It's like he can talk like a professional. He could probably like do most things like a professional hater of his tier, right? But despite him being arguably more racist than Stormfront, he's not putting boots on the ground.
He's not putting boots on the ground. Those words hurt though. Those words sting, right?
He did make an entire album.
Yes. He also has the rope right here, right? I feel like I don't know.
Like, if this was a dick-eating tier list, thanking the white man for the sun at 4 a.m. every morning.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Ooh. That would be, yes. Like, honestly, can I say this? Can I say this? It's impressive that he would be high level at both.
Yeah.
Right?
He is literally a grand-master at both disciplines.
A jack of all trades, maybe master of none. Maybe that's where his issue comes in. He could have... He decided to stat boost his dick-eating abilities rather than like go all in on the hating.
He was throwing hands with Huey in one episode, but where was that energy the rest of the series? You know?
Yeah, I'll put him now. This may get me in a little bit of trouble with the hating community, but fuck you guys, right?
Gotta hate, of course. You love to see it.
Yeah, of course. Duh. I'm gonna put the passion, the love of the game over Shredder's execution, but devoid of passion. I'm gonna put him directly above Shredder.
Yeah.
I think he's everything Shredder cannot be.
Yes. Shredder is more about the action, but damn, does Uncle Ruckus have the charisma and tenacity in spades?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, look, there is one feat that he did that I think really seals the deal, and that is not letting Huey and Riley on the bus. And still, he opened the door while driving just to insult them the entire way to school.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is from Invader Zim. Garfield, normal. He's a hater to normal. He's a hater to Odie.
Can I say something? He's an old man's hater.
Yeah.
Right? He can't keep up with the new game.
Yeah.
He can't keep up with the new talent.
When he was in his prime, he was hating. He was putting up a good fight. But I don't know. I think he's not what he used to be.
For sure. He like I said, like I would have him as a top pick a couple decades ago. Now, no.
Yeah.
Can't.
I guess
I'd say he's honestly been reduced to kind of hating.
Yeah.
If I may.
He's retired. You know, he doesn't need to keep up with it as much. I'm putting him I guess above the Fly.
Yeah, I'll put him above the Fly. Just off of the fact that he's a legend.
Yeah. Garfield at his peak for fun though, I'd put at like kind of low true hater.
I could see it. I could see it.
Bro, he was just forget the other animals, right? The shit he says to John, if John could hear him, John would be on suicide watch.
Like, and obviously iconically hating Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
Don't know who this character is from Gumball.
He's not he's a disliker. He's just an edgy loner. He's not a hater at all.
Okay. Green Goblin. Ooh.
Top tier. If you look at the movies, one of the best.
And there's this one thing he did in the comics that I have to share with you guys all, okay? We all know how Green Goblin killed Gwen Stacy. What you don't know is that there was a particular writer, I forget his name, but he goes back and he makes this like sort of prequel comic thing between the timeline of Gwen Stacy dying and where her and Peter's relationship was at that moment, right? And he makes it so that Gwen Stacy not only fell in love with Norman Osborn while she was still dating Peter, but they had secret twins.
Oh.
And then he killed her in front of Peter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So cheated on Peter with Norman, not even Norman Osborn. That's wild stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Not to mention, the second he in No Way Home gets to a new universe, he's like, oh, where the nearest Spider-Man at? Oh, there he is? Okay, time to fuck up his shit. Without his money, without his name, without anything other than like a glider and some fucking bipolar machinations, just utterly destroyed MCU Peter Parker in a clinical way, like in a way that I just feel like is just the physical disrespect of bodying him between like floors, blowing up his house, killing his aunt, getting the other villains to turn after like almost rehabilitating them, like the shit he was doing. He's so professional, dude. He's got this shit down pat. He is a prime hater at the top of his fucking game. Yeah,
he's an elite. I would say, okay, I think we should talk about these two together just because of how prominent they are. J. Jonah Jameson as well. Like, we're going to rank
Yes.
this is important because we're probably going to put them, like, we're going to compare them a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, J. Jonah Jameson, I fuck with the hate. I love that. I love the hate.
Right. Because he has no other because for Green Goblin, right, he can at least pretend to be like, oh yeah, this very complex, like, deep lore between Harry, who is my son, who I sort of love, and Peter, the son I never had, and Peter is Spider-Man, and then all this shit, right? J. Jonah Jameson didn't need shit. Guy in a spider costume, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, that's all it took.
You're a menace. Why are you a menace? Because I said so. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll put it like this, right? In the comics, Scorpion's and Rhino's origin story is that J. Jonah Jameson funded their creation to kill Spider-Man. He made some of Peter's nemesis. That's crazy.
Actually, you know what we should do? Here, I have Eddie Brock right here. Let's take Candace out, right? The Spider-Man quintuplet here. Like, they're all haters, certified, right?
Yeah.
But Eddie Brock did not hate Peter as much, if not for J. Jonah Jameson's influence. Like, Jonah fired him, like, in pursuit of the hatred. He literally almost said, like, word for word, Brock, you just don't hate him enough.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I will say this, though.
Hate vibe check? Oh, my God.
Eddie praying to Jesus Christ
in a church
to kill Spider-Man?
He went there in person, bro. He didn't just pray on the spot. That's crazy.
Can I be honest? That may be one of the most personally touching pieces of hatred I've ever seen. I need to do that. I need to go to a church and just pray.
Dude,
pray on my enemy's
He
downfalls.
went there in the middle of a weekday. That was his, like, first stop. Like, as an individual feat. Like, if this was an individual, like, hate tier list feat, this list would look way different, right?
Yeah.
But, damn, if J. Jonah Jameson doesn't get up every single morning, put on the suit, and go to work hating.
Hate. And the thing is, it's crazy because he's hating on Spider-Man kind of twice by fucking up Peter's bag.
Yeah, every single time.
He's subconsciously hating. That's
dude.
And the hate blinds him to the fact that Peter is taking impossible pictures of Spider-Man.
And
right?
Not even that, but Spider-Man has saved his life on so many occasions. Like, his family's lives on so many occasions. At one point, he, like, married Aunt May and became Peter's, like, step uncle or whatever. And the hate for Spider-Man, it never wavered.
Yeah.
When he found out Peter Parker was Spider-Man, right, during Civil War, at that point, Peter and him had built this like father-son relationship. It was really nice, and Peter even convinced him to quit smoking, right? The second he took off that mask and came out as Spider-Man, the first thing J. Jonah Jameson did was light up a cigarette.
Bro said, whatever advice you had, it's garbage. It's garbage.
So yeah. You also have to like power scale like their respective abilities and resources. I think like J. Jonah Jameson, for like what his power level is compared to Green Goblin, for what his level of like relationship is with the person they're hating, I think he has more hate in his heart. Like straight up,
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Because like that hate with Norman is like earned, like a good chunk of it is earned, right? With J. Jonah Jameson, like just on existence.
I hate you. Let me ask you this. Is J. Jonah Jameson breaking out of True Hater and entering S tier?
That's hard. That's fucking hard.
Hey, 'cause he's iconic.
I would say J. Jonah Jameson is the face of True Hater. Very top of the tier.
Okay. Yeah. I can respect it. Yeah, I can respect it. And I'm guessing Green Goblin and Eddie would just be like lower in that same tier.
See, here's the thing, right? Green Goblin is still like his feats are not to be like
for sure.
Yeah,
they're not.
But do I think Green Goblin hates Spider-Man the same way Lex Luthor hates Superman?
Yeah. Nah.
No.
Nah.
He wishes.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I think a lot of comic book characters wish they had that much hate.
Right. And does he hate Spider-Man the same way Reverse Flash hates Flash? Not even close.
No. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put Green Goblin right below J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respectable. Man, I don't know if I'll be able to let the bias move out of the way, but the preying on somebody's downfall, literally, it just means so much to me. That, I think, was my hatred awakening. I think that was when I realized this is kind of what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to hate.
Bro, it's just, it's such a feat, right? Because they're, like, not only did his hate, like, stop here, it basically, like, him and the symbiote, like, bonded over their hate of Spider-Man. Like,
yeah.
I just think it's so special, but at the same time, man, the thing that kills it for me is the motivation. J. Jonah Jameson, like we keep saying, no motivation needed. He just hates Spider-Man because he's Spider-Man. He hates that he exists. That's all he needs, right? For Eddie Brock, it was getting fired, his girlfriend leaving him for Peter, and for Peter to not only get him fired, but to get like a promotion on top of it. I'm sorry, dude. That's a crutch.
Yeah. I agree. The motivation is correct, right? It's because he ruined his career.
Yeah.
It's because of like a certain thing. I definitely understand. And this one's tough for me just because it was so integral to my like origin as a hater, right? But I do think he can still break into the true hater tier.
Look, I'll put it to you this way. I think he can definitely go right above Vicky.
Okay. All right. I can respect that for sure.
All right. Flash Thompson is kind of hating, I guess.
I feel like because he reforms, he apologizes to Peter in multiple iterations. And then he joins the U.S. military.
Yeah. And then he like becomes anti-venom, a character who cures cancer. Nah.
Yeah, just not a real hater like that.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna say he's not really hating. Like, right next to, right between Team Rocket and Bass.
Bubble Bass.
Yeah. I don't know who this character is. I'm assuming it's Gravity Falls.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was a hater.
Bro, I know who's not on this list. Who should be? Benson.
Benson's a pretty good hater. Where would you put Benson if he was on the list?
I'm gonna use. Do you want to use this guy as a stand-in for Benson, or do you have your own take?
I don't care about him.
Yeah, okay. So this guy's a stand-in for Benson from regular show. I want to say Benson would probably be at like, he's like bipolar hate, right? He'll go from like sort of being okay with Mordecai and Rigby, but then he'll have moments where his gumball clear glass part just gets so red with fury that it's like, bro, just fire them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think. Okay, so I will say this. I think what kind of handicaps Benson for me is the fact that he wants what's best for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like I don't want to, like, first of all, it's for his own job, but like he genuinely wants them to be better, and I'm like, wow,
why?
What?
They're your employees, right? It's like, what?
Yeah, like what are we doing? Like, you're like on a hater tier list, you want them to be better? Ugh.
Yeah. So I'd say Benson is kind of hating. I put him right above Garfield.
Yeah. Okay.
Candace is a fucking S tier hater.
S tier?
Yeah.
I don't know if I think behind
Her
S tier.
own brothers, dude, relentlessly, without fail, never took a break, right? She loves them, obviously, right? But it never gets in the way of her preying on their downfall.
Okay, I'm going to counter you with this, right? I'm going to counter you with this. There is a time where she actually gets them busted, right? They actually get caught, and because she feels bad, she goes and reverses it, right? She fixes the issue, the crux of her character.
Yeah, that takes away a lot.
She goes back on it.
Yeah,
I can't stand by that.
Yeah,
right.
no.
I can't stand by that. She's got the tenacity.
Yeah.
Right? She's determined, but when the time came, right, when she needed that clutch shot, she fumbled, she folded. I can't respect it.
Yeah.
I can't have her in S tier over someone like Jonah Jameson, who's been consistent day in and day out.
Yeah.
I hate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't have it.
You're right. You know what? I'm gonna go for kind of hating. I want to say right above Wasps.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Now, this next one is pretty it's pretty near and dear to my heart.
Mahito. Look. Mahito's a hater, and it's weird because he plays up being a hater. But in and of itself, that makes him more of a hater, which is just so trippy, right? It's like, I'm gonna make you hate me because I actually kind of hate you. Actually, It's like
he's aware of he's aware of the fact that he's a hater, and he makes Yuji know it.
Yeah, and he's like, it's not enough. I need you to hate me as much, if not more.
Yeah. He's like, bro, I can't. And the thing is, what's crazy, right, is Mahito gets Yuji to a point where Yuji's like, you're right. I'm just like you. I hate you, and we are the same. That is nuts.
Dude, he changed Yuji's entire outlook on life.
Yeah.
For the worse. Like,
yeah.
It's one of those things where Sukuna's actions on their own, right, were already grotesque and more than enough to just break Yuji, right? But it was Mahito's prodding, right? His level of like commitment and the path that he set Yuji down to become a cog that really takes the cake for me, right? He laid down the pavement by hand for Sukuna to run his bike across, and then he got back on the beginning of the road and drove a fucking F1.
Yeah, okay. Let's list off some of his feats. He killed Junpei in front of Yuji.
No, gaslit Junpei into like committing it. Yeah.
Yep.
Thing. Killed his
Gaslit
mom.
his friend, right? Made him fight. Killed his mom, right? He killed Junpei, right? He makes him die in Yuji's arms. Crazy, right?
And then he makes Yuji kill like transfigured humans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup. He makes them catch his because Yuji had killed transfigured humans before, but this is the first time Yuji knows they're human beings, and Mahito's like, do it anyway. And okay,
and he does it again in Shibuya.
And he does an underrated thing, right? A small. It's more to show that Mahito just simply has the drive of a hater. You know when he kills Eso and Ketchisu, right? Kenjaku like lets them all know, right? He's like, yeah, Yuji Itadori was the one who defeated them. Mahito, knowing that those two are not pure spirits and that Yuji would be fucked up by that, has the biggest grin on his face. He's elated at the thought of Yuji being depressed, right? And that continues in Shibuya. It's like Mahito actually has an entire like a chapter's worth of monologue about like, how can I fuck him up? Like, I'm beating his ass physically, right? I'm literally putting the hands on him. How can I get in his head, right?
Yes.
How can I break him more?
Yeah. Mahito's a rare breed, right? The only person that I think sort of outdoes him is Sukuna, and it still feels like right. Sukuna's I put him as like a true hater by nature, right?
Yeah.
But Mahito, damn, that shit felt primal, you know?
Mahito feels like he had the knack for it, but he knew he had the knack for it, and he really decided to hone it.
He's like, right? I know this about myself. I I think I kind of fuck with this. I want to commit to this, right? It's like it was like finding out you're really talented at a particular thing, and you're like, oh, I actually really happen to like this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna double this. This is for me.
Yeah,
and it's like he's making that discovery while he's like LARPing. It's like he had that same kind of occupational start as Shredder, where he's like, yeah, this is like what I was made to do. It's like a clock in clock out thing. And then he was like, oh, dude, no, I think I love this. Yeah, and he's like, like while he's like doing this shit to Yuji, he's like thinking this out loud, saying this out loud. He's like, dude, I think I'm gonna commit to this. So like, wish me a happy birthday, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's like, the thing is, he's just mocking Yuji again and again and again, doing things particular like after that,
killing
right?
Nanami.
He then
goes on
killing Nanami, and he waits. He
waits until Yuji
shows
sees
up,
it. Yeah.
And then he blows him up. And then what he does is he irks he's like, oh, okay, Nobara, right? Okay, you're Yuji's friend. Got you. I could kill you here. What we're gonna do instead, I'm gonna bring you right in front of Yuji, right? And I'm gonna blow your head off. Like, huh?
He waited both times. He was willing to have a whole like, hey, what have you been up to with Nanami? Like, he refused to kill Nanami until Yuji showed up.
Yuji shows up and then he blows him up, right? And then he mocks Yuji's raid when Yuji's like, "What are you?" He's like, "I can hear you just fine."
Yeah.
You know why he's yelling. You understand, and you are. To me, Mahito feels like if he studied haters from different mediums, right?
Yeah.
It almost feels like he's looked up to like the Reverse Flashes, right? He's looked up to the Lucifers, the Lex Luthors, right? And then he came back and was like, I can do something with this, right? I got the spark.
Dude, the only reason he doesn't break S tier for me is simply because he hadn't hit his full potential yet. He had more. He had more to give.
It's so saddening that he literally had that full potential, man. It's so it's just like it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's honestly like amongst the community, that is one of, I think, our biggest hits.
Yeah, like if Mahito ever comes back, damn.
God. Man. Mahito was just different. Different, man. You know how crazy it is, right? You know how crazy it is to say to your arch nemesis, right, as you're about to kill him, he's like, I wonder how many people I've killed. I'll probably forget about you in the future, too. And he'll just continue hating.
And the spite, the sheer fucking spite of, like, figuring out how to do the 0.2 second domain, specifically just so Yuji doesn't, like, get comfortable with the idea that Mahito can't do that. It's not like, oh yeah, this is a way for me to kill Yuji. No. It's, I don't want him to think that I can't do something, or that he has me on the ropes. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. And literally, the hate was too much for Yuji individually.
Yeah.
Yuji had fought Mahito with 3 separate people. Nobara, Nanami at one point, and Todo, right? I gotta give Mahito a lot of credit for being able to beat the mate. Like, his hatred was like, nah, you're not gonna get me with you're not just gonna get me with a one-on-one, right? You, like, Mahito, in my opinion, just based off of, like, pure talent and love for the game, there was a lot for him. There was so much for him. I just
definitely in terms of like the hater Olympics, he was gone too soon.
Yeah, definitely one of the great tragedies.
Yeah, I guess I'm put him next to Wile E. Coyote, Green Goblin.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up we have Judas. Not a hater. He did it. He
did it get a bag.
And then he hung himself out of guilt.
Yeah, nah. A real hater don't get guilty.
He's a disliker.
Yeah. Plankton's okay.
He's a hater.
He's a hater, but like a lot of what he does is for like financial gain, right?
Yeah, but it's also a lot of envy on the part of like the Krusty Krab's success, and there's also like he was friends with Mr. Krabs, right? And as far as like, dude, he didn't need to make hamburgers. Like,
oh no, you're right.
Dude, he could have been way wealthier than Mr. Krabs if he sold one of his inventions he used to get the formula. Like
you're right.
Yeah, it wasn't about the money. You know, it was. Yeah. That's so, like the thing that like clinches it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And he was tenacious. He never gave up. He did everything he could.
Yeah, I put him near the top of kind of hating probably. Like I think he's got a lot of longevity as well.
Yeah, but he didn't have like the kind of guttural, unmotivated, like of the SpongeBob side characters. Like no,
no, for sure.
Yeah, what they did, like look at this guy's face. It came from a place of hate in his heart.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
No other reward, no other incentive. This was on his mind.
I don't like you. That's it.
The teddy bear from Toy Story 3, he was a hater.
Didn't he have a redemption though?
It was more like I don't know if it was a redemption. It was more like I now have to face the consequences of my own actions. I guess this is what I deserve kind of moment.
Yeah, got you.
I don't even know what you'd call that. A kind of like, no, not
Just
a
an
redemption.
acceptance?
Yeah, an
I
acceptance,
don't know.
resignation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a hater. He was sabotaging.
Yeah, I'll say this. My gut feeling doesn't lead me to ranking him very highly.
Yeah, it's just, I don't get hater from him. I get like,
Mm-hmm.
I get sympathetic antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, for sure.
I guess not really hating.
Not really
I'd put him at
hating.
the top of not really hating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Timmy's dad wasn't a hater.
Huh?
Compared to Crocker, Vicky, no. The ceiling was way too high.
I don't know if I can. This might be the
Okay,
hot take of the
listen.
list.
Oh, shit. Dinkelberg. Fuck.
Dinkelberg. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck, you're right.
Dinkelberg.
I forgot about
Bro.
Dinkelberg. That's what he's saying in the picture.
Yes, for no reason. There's none. Dinkelberg is a nice person, and he hates him.
Dinkelberg being childless is the thing, I feel, right? Like there's something about the way he hates Dinkelberg that really resonates. When Timmy's dad took over the world, his hate never subsided.
Yeah, he had everything he wanted, and it was not.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. Actually, Timmy's dad might be the biggest hater in Fairly Odd Parents.
That's because when you said that, I thought that I was.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
like,
it took me
wow.
a second to like remember all his feats. I was like, oh, he was kind of like on and off screen for a bit. He was kind of annoyed, and then like a bolt of lightning from the heavens. It was like Dinkelberg. Oh my god.
Yeah, bro, Dinkelberg, and it's like to take over the world, right? To have the world at your fingertips, and you're like, the hate will never go away, right? Man,
Yeah, I got him above Vicky.
yeah, I got him above Vicky too.
Firelord
Impressive.
Ozai.
No,
He wasn't a hater.
he's just a dictator, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
A disliker. Yeah.
I don't know who that guy. Who's the cat guy?
Oh, that's Sabretooth, Wolverine's archenemy.
Mm.
He's sort of a hater. He does like to randomly hunt Logan across the world and fight him randomly. He likes to periodically, he has a healing factor too. He also got an adamantium skeleton because Wolverine survived his operation. He was like, fuck it, if he could do it, I can do it. And on top of that, depending on what timeline you go through, they are like half brothers, and like the relationship is tumultuous. In my opinion, it just doesn't have the same kind of fire to it as even something like the Shredder and the Turtles. Like, doesn't even approach it,
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna say like it's not really hating.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can agree.
I got him like right below meter mids.
Okay, for sure. Fair.
Squilliam is a hater. Dude, the one line that clinched it for me with Squilliam. Hey Squilliam, how are you? Squidward. Oh, nothing. I'm just out here living your dream.
I remember you telling me that, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's a line.
I feel like
That I'm living your. I'm doing. Nothing. Just living your dream.
Yeah.
Unprompted. How are you doing? No.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like imagine.
No, yeah, I understand.
Imagine if fucking Anime Man came up to you and you're like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he's like, "No, nothing. I'm just living your dream."
Wow. Okay. Yeah, when you put it like that, I'm like, that contextualizes it a lot. That really puts it into perspective. The type of person you have to be to say that is crazy.
Bro is pictured here having a heart attack at Squidward having a moment of happiness and success.
Yeah. Nah. I think his peaks are pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he's hating more than Plankton. I'll put him right below Shredder. Swiper wasn't a hater. I'd say Dora was slightly more of a hater.
Yeah, he's just a thief. He just needed. He's just trying to get the bag, whatever.
Disliker. Frieza is interesting. He's a hater. He's a tried and true hater.
He is. He's a classic.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I feel like he's a Stormfront level hater.
I think he's an S tier hater.
Okay. I'm down. I'm down to hear it.
Okay. In no particular order of importance, right?
Uh-huh.
Even upon death, he would not give up his hate. When the entire afterlife is engineered so that you eventually have to repent and then pass on and then get reincarnated or whatever the afterlife system in Dragon Ball is, right? He couldn't do it. Never once waned in his arrogance. He never, at any point in time, even upon dying, did he think to give up his hate. After getting resurrected, right? First immediate thought was to punch Goku in the stomach. And Goku just got him released from the afterlife.
Yeah. But just brought him back to life. And he got a power up. A power up from hate.
Yes.
A power up from hate?
When he went back into the afterlife after Resurrection F, all he did to train, because he couldn't get out, was just Mind Palace killing Goku again and again and again and again, to the point where he did get a power up from just thinking about hate alone.
Yeah. Okay. You've convinced me. S tier.
The generational hatred that'll make Dio blush.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The way he talks to his own soldiers, right? The constant like readiness to kill. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, the shit he did with Broly's dad.
Yeah.
Come on.
No. You've convinced me. S tier is completely valid. You're right. 100%.
That doesn't even go to his dialogue. He's dropping racial slurs like every other sentence.
Yeah. He's Frieza is one of the greats.
Yeah, and lastly we have Sponge Doodle.
Yeah, Doodle Bob ain't really.
Yeah,
Doodle Bob's just like
Doodle
a
Bob.
crazy person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. I put him
Disliker.
in like a disliker. Yeah.
I don't care too much about sorting like who's the most disliker or whatever.
Yeah.
So lastly, special treat is me and BR represented by this guy from Pokemon representing moi, and purple guy here representing BR. So obviously, I don't think we can rank ourselves. We can make appeals, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, the ranking has to go to the other person.
Okay.
All right, so you first.
So for you, I feel like your strong suit, right, is the low barrier to entry to garner hate. Somebody could do the smallest thing, but if it bothers you, the hate is crazy, right? The hate is solid, right? I will say this though. Your biggest weakness is that you're not willing to stand on that hate proudly. You know what I mean? I feel like if I were
all the time, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If I were you, right? If I'm looking to improve my hate game, right? If I'm looking to try to help you, the bravery to stand on what you hate is necessary. That's your listen. You have potential, right? The things that get you, impressive. Like I'm gonna say this as an aspiring hater, I couldn't, but I need you to stand on that. All right, so I'm gonna tentatively put you below Meg in kind of hating. All right, because I feel like where Meg kind of beats you out is the audacity, right?
Yes.
It's the gumption, and that's the tier I'm placing you at for now.
So let me ask you this, right? Where would you put Creams with like
full potential?
Yeah.
Full potential. I gotta say, you're like I'd probably put you below Mahito, like right below.
Damn, I'm honored.
I put you in true hater because the influence plus the audacity plus what gets you, now you're gonna be always hating. Yeah.
You said right below Meg. All right, I love it. Thank you. Okay, so for you, I'm gonna put you at true hater, but right around Shredder level. And there's an important reason for that. While I think you're really good at holding on to hate for a while, and you are petty enough to like have it in the background and work towards like ultimately proving that, like spiting that person in some way, shape, or form, no matter how long and how much effort it takes, right? Respect the grind, amazing, couldn't be me. I don't have the follow through, as we just established, right? What I think gets you is variety, right? Variety and high bar of entry. That's what it is, man. You're not like oh yeah, let me hate them like every level until the ultimate payoff, right? You're just let me not say anything about or to them until the big moment of triumph. And for me, I think if you baby step it, oh my god, dude, like just like the mental anguish you could inflict, the sheer malice of what you can do until that point, amazing, right?
Okay. I'm gonna take that to heart. I'm gonna really work to improve that. I'm going to work to so what you're saying, right, is as I start reaching the milestone, let them know, right?
Yeah.
Let them fear it.
Yeah.
Okay. I could do that. I can work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I think we've done a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely think we have. I think we definitely have like high peaks possibly in our future for sure. Yeah, that's definitely it's interesting. You give me a lot to work on. I think we've gotten to look at some of the greats, some of the do's and don'ts of hater society. So it's always good to review.
Yeah, this one was a really fun one. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Honored Ones. I didn't realize you and I would have so much fun. Like, I knew we would, but I didn't think we'd have this much fun or this much to say about like every single person we ranked.
Yeah.
By far,
sure.
the surprise was teachers.
Yeah.
Stand out. What about you?
I gotta say teachers too. Teachers Teachers was amazing to talk about because I feel like they're kind of sleeper hit. They're kind of
Yeah.
sleeper powerhouse.
Yeah, never had to power skill teachers before, so that was a bit of an experience.
Yeah, new hate analysis. Always down to do that. Always down.
Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, notifications on. BR and I do this podcast. Stream on Sundays. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. Again, check out both of our channels. Anything else you want to say?
Yep. Yeah. Hope you drop some other ideas that you guys want to see us do like a pre-recorded for. Mm-hmm. I think like these tier lists are pretty fun. So if you guys have some, let us know.
Yeah. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye.